welcome to another installation of the House 94 podcast. We had a kind of heavy episode last time, and we wanted to get another one back at you. It's going to be a little bit lighter now, obviously, but, it's a lot of stuff in the news we got to cover. So all roads lead back to the cocksucker in chief, our president, and all of the sycophants and all of the trash that he has around him. And this one is a doozy. So the latest involves Pastor Jerry Falwell Jr., the leader of, he was the president of Liberty University. He recently stepped down in shame in a cuckolding scandal. And if you never heard of the term cuckolding, if you Google it, don't be at work. If you want to really know what it's all about, just do a search in X videos and Pornhub for cuckolding, and don't go down a rabbit hole. The shit gets real dark real fast. But essentially, Pastor Falwell of the evangelical religious right, who probably is one of the main proponents of the God hate concept, and not that we use that word, I'm just using that word because that's what they use. And the Family Values Party, they met a pool boy at the cabana at the Fontainebleau in Miami on vacation, who ended up fucking his wife while he sat in the corner and watched and pleasured himself. And that whole concept to me is disgusting, but it just kind of goes to show you what kind of people we got on the Republican Party, because these are the same people that preach family values and all of that, and then on the same end, he probably in the corner with a cock cage on and some sissy training wearing panties while his wife is getting dicked down by the pool boy. Just take it around the horn, man. We're going to start there. We got a couple other things. Yeah, we got to, man, COVID's in the news. I mean, this is a bad week for Donald Trump. This lying ass talking about, I alone can fix the problems of this country that I am currently the president of. But let's take it around the horn, man. Cool, give it to me, man.
Man, I was just floored, man, when that story came out. I mean, the evangelical, part of the Republican Party, man, family values, born without sin, they demonize everybody, and for this guy to be part of such a lewd activity, it was astonishing. It was astonishing to me. I mean, he was one of the first guys came out for Donald Trump, and
he is one of his first supporters,
first supporters. I mean, and God told me to for you to be here, and for him to be involved in such lewd, sexual activities, man, was just like, come on. But just, it's the hypocrisy, man. Is what really gets me, man. I mean, that's just like, why is this thing still even close? And this guy's the president, and now the new story came out today. Now they're going to look into all his activities since he was the president, because anybody doing a lewd activity like that, what kind of looting did he loot the bank part of the school for his own personal use? So this is not going to end well.
Wait, and the funny part too, though, is before we move on, it's not just this pool boy they met in Miami, right? And he started balling this dude's wife while he watched in the corner, probably wearing panties, doing sissy training. But they had students that have come forward. They had all kinds of people coming forward saying he smashed this dude's wife. And the running theme, it's one thing for a lady to step out on her husband, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, entanglements, you know what I'm saying? It happens. But it's yet another thing for you to be such a cock-watching pervert. You're going to sit in the corner and watch your wife, get gutted out by another dude while you stand in the corner and watch. That's some sick shit. Crump, go ahead, man.
I mean, you know what, though? This ain't nothing new. This is a narrative that's
played out. That's for sure, because I researched it today. You can go down some fucking rabbit holes if you research some cuckolding, boy. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't, and it's just crazy because the hypocrisy. This dude comes from an evangelical. First of all, his father was Jerry Falwell. He's the president of Liberty University, which is the most right-wing conservative school in the country.
In existence.
And you know what I'm saying? This guy's a major Trump, like you said, major Trump supporter.
They forced the
but the
players
fact
to
that
have
he's
like a
it's the
chastity
Christian right.
contract.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And in fact, you know, and there's certain things at school that you just can't even do. I don't want to go into that, but it's like, yo, are you serious? This dude, it's funny because it to me, it's just the hypocrisy of the right, of the evangelicals. To me, they, you know, I can't, it's hard for me to really take them seriously given all the political clout that they have, and you got one of their focal members that gets caught up in some mess like this, man. It's just crazy, man. it's funny and crazy.
Anybody else got any body remarks for this one?
Hey, I think it's like Crump said, man. You know, it's really no surprise when you learn that people such as this are involved in the type of sexual activity they are. You know, interestingly enough, for them to be conservatives, they're very loose and liberal when it comes to the whole sexual aspect. And
until they come to vote about gay rights and make some kind of decision about LGBTQ, you know what I'm saying? They hate them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But be the main ones that'll be right there in their bathroom and kicking some man
exactly.
off
I
the
mean,
stall.
they make it seem like, again, it's all this straight lace stuff. And what is more against the will of God than fornication? And so, how you going to be preaching that in one breath and then watching your wife get, like you say, gutted out by the pool boy? It's just, it's crazy. And there's the initial shock of it. The reality, though, when you sit back and think about it, there's no real surprise, man. What people do behind closed doors, they do, and it's the ones that scream that they're the most conservative, that's into the freakiest stuff. They probably into bondage and some whole other stuff beyond cuckolding.
Whoa. Dog, they gotta stop. Freaky is one thing. Cuckolding is some whole different shit.
Oh yeah, well, cuckolding, which, by the way, I never even knew what that word meant, right? But that's a whole nother thing beyond freaky. You know what I mean? So
you obviously don't watch porn, huh, man?
I watch it. I just didn't know I heard the term. I didn't know what the term meant.
Like I tell you, if anybody goes out to research it, it's Cuckold, but don't go too far because shit gets real dark. You start following some of them rabbits, the shit gets real dark.
They were saying that he's done other stuff before this, like he had some racist photos. He told students that if more people carry guns, they could end the Muslims before they walk in.
Wow.
He's called parents concerned about coronavirus on campus a dummy, and he told a pastor to grow a pair. And so all of these are
he probably one of them grown parents who can watch him banging his wife's ass.
Right. But again, un-Christ-like behavior, un-Christian behavior. And what he's always said is that he's not a pastor. He's not a moral leader. His job, he said, was to grow the Liberty's University's endowment, campus, and student body. But the fact that you hold yourself out to be in that position, but yet you do these things are hypocritical and contravenes what the university stands for. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's a good point. But the thing is that you would think that, okay, he has his own identity, and that's what he said. He wants to grow the endowment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it, So it's just the hypocrisy, man. This whole, everybody, look, that's why I appreciate some of you, because y'all real, man. Majority of these folks out here are just plain hypocrites. Just be who you are, man.
Yeah.
I just can't stand people who preach this whole evangelical, but they're the same people who are racist, that are sitting there and getting pissed off at gay folks, and yet allowing their wives,
all of that,
yeah. But they're doing all this other stuff behind closed doors as if they're, it's just like it's just nuts, man.
But Crump, the funny thing you forget is that he's the one that did it to himself. He's the one that posted this picture on Instagram, in August, showing him with his pants unzipped, midsection visible, in the photo with holding some what appears to be alcohol, and his arm around a woman that's not his wife. He's the one that posted it.
He posted it, but say, I'm not even tripping off him no more. I'm tripping off the university that hired him, because he should have been gone the minute they had a clue that this dude doesn't represent Christian ideas. But what do? They keep, that's the whole hypocrisy of the whole thing, man. It's all hypocrites. It's all about money. It ain't got shit to do with nothing else.
It's been touched on, the hypocrisy. You mentioned his name, who he was earlier, Larry Craig, with the toe tapping in the Minnesota airport. It's always, it seems like the Republicans are always preaching the straight-laced Christian lifestyle, and it's always, I won't say always, because the Democrats have their own dirt too, but
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not the same.
Republicans, well, it's not the same because they don't preach it like the Republicans do, but the Republicans are always.
Let me just stop you real quick. Anthony Weiner is a great example. Anthony Weiner never put forth any morality legislation, and the second that shit came out on his ass, they kicked him the fuck out. They disavowed him. They shot his ass up out of there. But go ahead. Republicans don't do that.
They're always spouting off, the righteous life, and then quote unquote the righteous life, and then someone's always caught up that spouts that living the exact shit that they fucking demonize. So I mean, it's Cuckolding. That's a new one. I want to see how Trump. Part of me after Trump. I mean, but it's not going to affect him anyway. This motherfucker said grab him by the pussy 2 weeks before the election, and these white women still voted for him. They line up and listen to this shit, but they don't really give a fuck.
All they care about is judges and taxes, man. And most of the time, the folks too poor to even get the tax cuts anyway. But two things I'm gonna say about this. We can get off this sick ass topic. But one, that pool boy must have laid the wood to old girl, because they actually went into business with him. They went and bought a hotel down in Miami together with the pool boy. He must have busted that thing out. And number two, this cuckold shit is that's not that woman's idea. And I feel bad for how he's making her out to be the whore in this scenario, because she ain't said nothing about, hey, let me fuck the pool boy and you stand in the corner and watch. He came up with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I hate the fact that it's like, what woman is gonna ask for some shit like that? You know what I'm saying?
If he ain't putting it down right, she might ask for the pool boy. Who knows?
Man, he gonna sit there and watch. Because you know what? He's the kind of dude, he probably licks her clean when they finish with her. Anyway.
You have been watching that shit. I see.
Shit is dark, but it's just funny though. Especially with this interracial. It should be hilarious. Anyway, moving right along from these sick ass Republicans. The latest we got now is COVID-19 is exploding on these college campuses in the South. My beloved Georgia Tech has an outbreak. They probably do the right things. They got scientists there. University of Alabama has got 1,000 cases, I think, as of yesterday. And then I think it's Jefferson Parish down in Louisiana. They've had to close their school for the third time after they've had outbreaks every time they try to open. I guess my question is, at what point do red states figure out? Because I think Maryland got a Republican governor. Georgia definitely got one. New York is on our side. Man, when y'all gonna figure out, man, if this shit is real and stop playing politics with this?
Hey,
you in a red state? Go ahead.
Crump and is Quasi still on?
Yeah, I'm here.
I can't talk a lot of shit about, and correct me if I'm wrong, their Republican governor seems like he got half a brain, whereas, Georgia's, he stole the election from Stacey. And then he was listening to Trump, trying to open up the state before even not even meeting Trump's guidelines that they had set forth, and Trump told him go ahead and do it, and then thrown them under the bus basically since then.
Let's stay with a
You
smaller
know,
population in Illinois, and they got more cases in Illinois. Damn shame.
well, they got more cases than I forget which states they were. I saw something today. 3 states had less cases than Georgia combined. And then they were in a rush
Georgia's in the
to
top
open.
5. You got New York, Georgia, Florida, Texas, and
Yeah, they moved
yeah,
up into the
yeah.
top 5 like last week, or a week before last. They moved into the top 5. It seemed like the numbers are going down in terms of new cases reported daily. I'm unsure if that's reporting correctly or if that's actual. They were hitting close to 4,000 new cases a day. I think today's number was, last time I looked, about 1,400 cases within the last 24 hours.
Yeah, look, so
Which,
Lou here in Georgia, they're definitely underreporting by
right.
design on purpose.
hmm
So they're not testing the guys in the they're not testing people in prison now, and so skewing the numbers down, and they're just trying to artificially get the numbers down to kind of wish this thing away, and
Which,
science is real. The sky, water will make you wet. You know what I mean? So certain things, facts
And
are
COVID
friendly.
will fuck you up. Yeah.
Yeah.
so, I mean,
What
what's
about the movie
amazing is
theaters? AMC and Regal talking
underreporting.
about opening back up. AMC and Regal talking about opening back up. Who would go to the movies right now?
No, they're not talking about it. They already did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back to Cool's point of underreporting, I was in the hospital last week, and I asked the nurse, how often do y'all got to get tested? Shit, I got to get tested every time I come in here. She told me that we don't get tested. I was like, what the fuck?
The practitioner.
Yes. The
What?
nurses don't have to get tested. I was like, what the fuck is that? So y'all can go out, party, do whatever the fuck you're going to do on your days off or your time off and come in and infect everybody in this motherfucker. She's like, yeah, I don't agree with it either, but we don't get tested.
That's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
On purpose, though.
That's
Doing it on
absolutely
purpose.
crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
they purposely not testing them.
well, like I said, and then now, they've been at the CDC not reporting the numbers, and now they're talking about fast tracking a vaccine. And I'm like, dude, if there's anything you can do to lose public confidence in the medical system, you would fast track this vaccine. Now, who would take some shit that's not been through all those proper trials, you know what I'm saying, just to have a vaccine out before the election? And the sad part about it is the impact of that shit won't be known for years to come, man. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wish the grace of Herman Cain over all the red states, you know what I'm saying, and all the Trump supporters. Y'all don't believe in the virus, so like I said, Godspeed and may Herman Cain be with you. You know what I'm saying?
God damn.
Moving on.
We can't be with you.
Wait, you know they're still tweeting from his account. There's a
It's
statement
terrible.
came out from Herman Cain. I believe it came out today talking about the medical professionals are wrong. The virus is not as deadly as it seems. I'm like, ain't that motherfucker dead?
Yeah, that's what people say. I thought you were dead. It's crazy,
The
man.
fuck? So like I said, maybe the spirit of Herman Cain wash all over this situation. You know what I'm saying? At least for the non-believers. Now switching gears, man. Kenosha, man. Donald Trump talking about he gonna be there tomorrow. The governor said don't come. The mayor said don't come. You are not being helpful. Portland, he in a fight with the mayor of Portland. Dude, it almost seems dumb to ask the question. Well, what is wrong with the president, man?
Man, this guy, man, is a divider in chief, man. And I think he would do anything to try to win. And he stroked this violent nature going in the country right now. He's 100% responsible for it. The offensive things that he said, and people try to continuously overlook. And I got a few white friends, and I asked them, and they're going to vote for Donald Trump. I said, tell me why. I said, I mean, do you see what's going on? And only thing I get, he's better than Joe Biden. I'm saying, what aspect? He's going to keep the economy going. So money. So it's shameful. And then these are guys, I'll be honest with you, these are white guys. Hey man, I've done deals with and business with. bankers and partners on different joint ventures, real estate developments, and it's not it is shocking to me for these guys, because what you're seeing, Portland, and the other thing about, he's trying to throw this on Joe Biden. Hey, this is what Joe Biden America would look like. But dude, this is under your watch.
Still like, America player. America's
what are you talking
again,
about?
Right?
This, I mean, man, it's crazy, man.
And wait, did you see the day where he was defending the boy that shot these two dudes in Kenosha with the AR-15?
What did he say? Oh yeah, what he said? He was calling him a great page. What did he say?
They said, do you disavow or do you condemn the shooting? You know what I'm saying, from the 17-year-old out after with the AR-15. Yeah. And he was like, I gotta see what happened. I'm like, what? Yeah. It's like, dude, I mean, the shit, it's infuriating. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these staying around dudes, they go pick fights, and then once they start to see they overwhelmed, they don't want to shoot somebody. If he just kept his ass at home, minding his damn business, none of this shit would ever happen. And then these other souls would be alive. You know what I'm saying?
What's the number now? 180,000?
Oh, COVID? Shit, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dead? I saw another stat that showed European countries in the U.S. It was like 4 or 5, maybe 6 countries that don't equate to the U.S. numbers, and showing the number of died like today. It was like they were in single digits when here it's like 1,000 daily.
Shameful, man. And I don't see it changing anytime soon until we get another administration.
What do y'all think are the most racist elements of the Trump presidency?
Well, you got Stephen Miller, who's running a lot of his policy. To me, it's the shit about them kids, man. The child separation.
Oh yeah.
To me, that's the most racist shit they've ever done. That's some, man. If you just can imagine, right, going someplace and they take your child from you, man, it's like getting your heart ripped out of your chest, and there's nothing you can do at all. I mean, you can think about that as a parent. You know what I'm saying? You don't know when you're gonna see your child. You might not even be able to speak the language of the place where you are, and you don't know what the fuck they're telling you. Shit. And you don't have an advocate for you. You know what I'm saying? That to me is the most heinous shit. To me, that alone is grounds enough to impeach that cocksucker. But I mean, to me, that's the worst shit. I mean, the other hyperbole about, got good people on both sides, this is kind of poking us. Like, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. But to me, the child separation policy to me is the worst shit. JT, what you got?
Yeah, no, I think that, from what you heard Biden come out to really tell Trump that, look, you're the president now and all this is under your watch, versus, what Trump is trying to say, like, if you don't vote for me, this is the America you're going to get. And so I think that, he's playing mind games, with the whole law and order message, but, it may be enough to Cool's point that's going to swing voters who want to enter the mayhem, right? And they want things to kind of continue as they have, and for the economy, to hopefully regain some momentum. But I think that's where it's going to come down to. And obviously, him retweeting videos of his supporters attacking protesters doesn't, help the narrative in terms of what he's trying to get at. But again, it just shows you, what he's pushing for his base to make sure that they're heard. And then I think Biden in his speech dared the president to reject the violence perpetrated by his supporters. And I don't think he's done that.
Biden came for his ass today.
Yeah.
Biden came for his ass today. And unlike Hillary Clinton, who used to let Trump run a narrative, Biden actually jumped on this pretty quick when his response today was, this is a lie, this is a lie, this is bullshit, here's what I actually think. Instead of letting Trump project what he is for. So I think he did a good job with that today. I was happy to see that he came out of his basement to respond to that cocksucker.
Right, and he came out first, which is good. So let's see, how this kind of plays out.
And he did it himself. Normally they usually let the vice presidential candidate be the attack dog in this example. Not trying to refer to my dear sister as a dog, but colloquially. But he had to come out himself, because we've never seen a president before who just rejected norms and just rules of decorum like this. You know what I'm saying? Who dropped himself to such a level beneath the office of the presidency. It's some disgusting and repugnant shit. Fellas, I think we done beat this dog to death. I think we got enough in for the night. We can put this into the can. thehouse94.com, the House 94 podcast, IG, Twitter, YouTube. Click, like, subscribe, and provide your feedback. Like I said, we'll be back next week with some more biting content. And hey, appreciate you viewing, and we'll see you next week. We out.
Deuces.